Oh my gosh. Hello. Yeah, I'm excited, you guys. Hello, it's me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. If you are new here, you don't know what I'm talking about, but I've been having problems live streaming. I have a whole new setup. Yay. Okay. I just had my solar return. Okay, meaning it's my birthday. If you're new to astrology, my birthday was July yesterday, and it's currently July 6th as I'm filming this. And if you are joining us via podcast, welcome. Listening to this, your audio experience is exactly the same, but the visual experience should be completely different. I am in an old t-shirt, beat up t-shirt. It's okay. I have a hangover, 3-day hangover. I'm not a drinker, so that is a big deal. Yeah, but I have my cowboy hat on that I got from Gigi and Pip. I have my birthday pants on because they're comfortable and I threw them on and I had to run some errands. Anyway, but here we are, you guys. Welcome. I'm excited. Get ready. Uranus has entered Gemini. Will enter Gemini on the 7th, okay? And it's about to flip everything that you thought you knew upside down, okay? We are talking about double trouble. We're talking about glitches. Are you getting your glitches? I have been getting glitches, timelines, twin agendas, because we're talking about Gemini and tech revelations and things you didn't even see coming. Uranus represent things that are different, out of the box, and from even to like AI chaos or something political. Just what the f is happening kind of energy is what you get with Uranus is entering a new sign, which is Gemini. And I'm going to talk about all the weird things that I haven't discussed. I've talked about Uranus entering Gemini several times. The link will be down below. The video will be attached so you can check out all those videos. But today we're going to break down the weird stuff, okay? The wild, the jaw dropping predictions here, and cosmic shifts. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. Buckle up because we're on a ride. Very Taurus energy, but we are entering Gemini. So let's show this here. Let's see how I can do this. Oh, everything's new for me. This is exciting. Okay. So if you see here, Uranus is at 29 degrees currently as I'm filming this, July 2nd. And if we move on to the next day, bam, and enters Gemini. But, before we get into Gemini, let's talk about some things that are currently happening now, which is Taurus energy is at 29 degrees. We had, while Gemini was in Taurus, we had the rise of money. Taurus represents finances. So the currency was a little bit different. Okay. So you're talking about the cryptocurrency, you're talking about NFTs, you're talking about Zelle Me, you're talking about Afterpay, you're talking about is it Afterpay, Venmo, you're talking about all this way of doing money, and it's all different. So even right, we had Trump running and he had cryptocurrency, a cryptocurrency party. So even governments are joining this new way of doing money. And yeah, there could be some control there, but that's a whole nother thing. But cash is becoming obsolete. And Taurus represents traditions, and Uranus is like, no, 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 we're going to break the tradition. So we're going to change this. Even banking is completely different. My daughter, my oldest is 23, and the way she banks is completely different from the way I was taught from banking. Even depositing money, you just take a picture of a check. So you have that. Another thing that Uranus and Taurus brought to us, because it's leaving Taurus, it's going to retrograde back in Taurus. I should have the dates somewhere here. I know I have in my notes, but we'll get into this. I was so stuck on the production of things. Yeah, and let me know what the video quality is looking like. Um, I'm curious to see your thoughts on the video quality. Is that better? I will look and see, because not only do I have a new streaming service, but I also have the video quality too. Anyway, but Uranus and Taurus, you have the meat grown labs. Okay. If you haven't tasted fake meat, I haven't tasted fake meat. Even plant based replacements are even changed. Okay. Uranus also represents social media. Okay. Uranus is the huge communicator, it's a higher octave of Mercury. So, whatever you think of Mercury, Uranus is like double the energy. Okay. And Uranus represents social media, and Mercury does too, but Uranus on a bigger scale. And cottage core, because that represents Taurus energy, that aesthetic and romanticizing cottage core and farm life. That's Taurus energy. And Uranus is like, we're going to rebel from the system. We're not going to depend on the government for our resources. And we're going to even blast this on social media. So you had young people, they escaped the city. They're doing homesteads. They're raising chickens. They're baking sourdough. That is that Uranus and Taurus. And even tiny homes, van life, yeah, downsizing, mobilizing. Taurus is all about rethinking your stability, and you had that. And yeah, that even is the van life and the tiny homes. Earthquake extremes, I want you to understand, is at 29 degrees. All the climate energy, so you have floods. I think some kids passed away, which is very sad, at a summer camp. As of July 4th, we had floods. We had Las Vegas had a huge storm. That's very Uranus and Taurus. We also had another thing that just happened. I can't think of all the things, but in the past, just with Uranus and Taurus, we had Dubai floods, right? We had the Texas fires with the cow farms, literally the cows, which is very Taurus energy. We had Hawaii fires, and they kept saying it was thunderbolts that were really starting the fires, and they started to paint their roof blue. That is very Taurus energy, and Uranus is the boats. Chemtrails. If you haven't had any discussion about chemtrails, well, that is that Uranus energy. Wait, let me see. Oh, okay. There we go. I feel like I'm more centered here. That is that Uranus energy, any type of volcanic or climate, even earthquakes too. And yeah, it's Earth rebelling itself, the climate, the energy, all that, and it's expected, unexpected. ASMR, sound bath, sensory, all of that is part of Uranus too, with the sounds. Taurus represents that sensory energy, and Uranus again is discussing it and putting it on blast. And we had ASMR be really big. So those are just some of the things that we had in Uranus entering Taurus that I thought was like, wow, this is different. Not really the climate. It's just that those things were just brought up around my birthday. So I want you to understand that I see it. So now that we have it entering Gemini here, okay, and again, I want you to understand that this is just one of the videos. This is just a lighter video, but I talked about way more predictions. So I have my dates here. Here are my notes. July 7th, Uranus will enter Gemini for the first time, okay? November 8th, 2025, Uranus will retrograde back into Taurus. So it's not going to stay in Gemini for the whole year, you guys. We'll get more Taurus energy. It will be retrograding. So all the things that I kind of just talked about now, cryptocurrency, the money, your resources, farmers, tradition, all that will be stirring up some problems. Okay. It will really be unpredictable, or maybe it will be more predictable. Okay. Because retrogrades mean the planet won't really work the way it should. And now on the 25th of April, 2026, Uranus will enter back into Gemini. Okay. It will stay into Gemini all the way until 2033. I would do individual videos on all of these things, but I just want you to know the ultimate dates. Now let's talk about some weird predictions here. Okay. Before that, I forgot to do my intro. Here's 3, 2, 1. I was wondering what I was going to do after. I have to figure out how to work the streaming service. Anyway, so let's talk about some unpredictable predictions. Okay, no unpredictable, no, very weird predictions that are like, okay, what could Uranus possibly represent when it moves into Gemini? Okay. AI voices. Gemini represents a voice, it represents a language. Okay. The AI voices are going to be very interesting. Okay. So anything dealing with AI and your voice clones or digital accents, get ready for that. Just get ready for speaking and communication and it becoming more tech savvy. Okay. Digital twins. Gemini represents the twins. So we can have a rise of avatars or replicas of people. Gemini is the duality, it's the twins. Uranus is the technology, it's the future, it's advancement. And let's see what we have far as digital twins. It could be anything dealing with politics, media, even like something dealing with your home. Okay. I'm just telling you that just look for twins and duality everywhere and it being very futuristic. And it's something that we've never seen because it's very out of the box. Okay. I want you to understand that Jupiter for a year is going to be in the sign Cancer. So we do have a lot of links to nationality in our home and our past and history. So there could be a widespread of rewriting or rediscovering history through documents and data leaks or language or decoding. And why is it rewriting history? Is because Uranus likes new discoveries, and there's going to be leak of information. So sudden unexpected revelations, that's the Gemini, it's the intellect, it's a document based energy. And yeah, it can be hitting some AI decoding of maybe like an old language, or maybe there's whistleblowers on the internet and they're coming out with the truth, and it's something from the past because Cancer represents the past. I just want you to know that there is a vibe in the sky here. Let me that links everything, right? So you have, forget the sun, but Jupiter in Cancer is going to help see what are the different things that we're going to see with this Uranus and Gemini. And then we have Aries, which we would come back in Pisces, but Aries is something new too, or something about the self that's going to be very it's going to be talked about, because you're right. This Gemini energy likes to talk about Aquarius energy. This is positive, right? I've talked about this in my previous video, but there will be a huge transformation with the future communication and technology. So get ready for that. But just for the first year, I do think there will be some themes here dealing with Cancer, and Cancer is all about our past and our home. So get ready for some fact checking when it comes to anything historic. So like AI tools will be challenged to question the tradition of the past, or there will be some changes of the past, like maybe World War II didn't really happen like this, something like that. Okay, just get ready for that. And you heard it here first. Okay, now anything far as hacking, that's going to be bigger with Uranus and Gemini. So like any type of groups coming together, and the hacking is going to be bigger. I mean, like they're going to be hacking the school system because Gemini represents the school. So get ready for that, or some new developments in school. I've already talked about that in the past, but I just feel like Aries represents war. And remember, we have two planets in Aries. And now you have this major technology with schools. So it could be a school at a war, or some type of information in a war. And it's very unexpected. It comes out of the blue. Digital identity theft. Now, remember, we have the two planets in Aries. It represents the self. And now with this AI, Uranus represents the AI. And now it's communicated. Now it's on social media. There could be some impersonal via voice changing, or video, or writing, because Gemini represents writing, and it's stealing our information, our personal selves and identity. So get ready for that. Language rights movements. Okay. Uranus is let's rebel. And I see some predictions on people fighting about, I want to speak Spanish in an American country. Okay. I'm just giving you an example. It could be somewhere else, but new technologies to map and decode speech patterns are leading to breakthroughs in anxiety and autism. Oh, yeah, that's separate. So that's more mental. So we have rebellions with speech. Again, even a new language can come. Some, like, you know, how you have Pig Latin, maybe something like that could be happening. But there could be some new revelations, and development when it comes to anxiety, autism, or ADHD. Gemini energy is very anxious. It doesn't like to focus. So we can see some new developments in that. I think that's like a very positive thing here. Okay. Radical journalism and podcasting. Uranus, again, is like fight for a cause, rebellion. And I think people are going to be way more rebellious when it comes to podcasting and speaking a word, or writing things down, or books that are very rebellious. Now, remember, Pluto is in Aquarius. So there is a huge controlling aspect when it comes to Uranus. Is a ruler of Aquarius. So it's the same kind of energy here, modern ruler of Aquarius, but there is going to be some huge restriction of freedom of speech. I've already done video on Pluto and Aquarius. It's retrograding now. So you have that element. Now you have Uranus and Gemini. I think people are going to be really, really rebellious on podcasts. So the podcasting is not going to be outdated just yet. It's going to even be more intense. Okay. More worse. Get ready for that. If you don't like podcasts, I enjoy a podcast. I'm here for it. I have a Mars and Venus and Gemini. So I am here for all that. There could be some unconventional siblings. Okay. Remember, Gemini represents twins, siblings. So expect some themes that are very non traditional when it comes to families, when it comes to cloning siblings, or cloning twins, or co parenting with AI. Okay, or maybe they're my I have an AI brother. Get ready for that. Okay, now quantum internet breakthroughs. Okay, Uranus rules advanced technology, it rules rebellion, it rules disruption, it rules surprise. Gemini is all about communication, it's all about networks, it's about our nervous system, it's about fast moving data, very fast, very, very fast. All this new predictions, anything dealing with Uranus and Gemini, it's going to move so fast. Uranus already moves fast, Gemini moves fast. So together they're going to create this perfect storm of revolutionary advancement in how we transmit our thoughts, our data, our ideas, even our consciousness. Okay. So just moving fast internet. The internet and processing things are going to be faster than ever. So there could be like your mind and the machines. You know how like Neuralink, okay, it's going to be even faster than Neuralink, and it's going to be connected. Okay, so two ways of communicating too. Maybe you can communicate while you're thinking, like I'm telling you, it's going to be that fast. Look out for cell phones too, doing the same type of thing. Okay, so like silent texting with your mind. This is going to all be all the way to 2033. So we got some time, but it's going to be advanced. It's going to be moving fast. Like maybe you're sharing your memories. Have you guys saw Black Mirror? If you don't watch Black Mirror, but it's something like that episode. Collective decision making without even speaking. Everyone knows what they're thinking. This is kind of scary, but it is the future. Okay. The line between thought, speech, and technology, that line's going to be blurred. Okay. Gemini is thought. Uranus is advanced technology, future, things that are very out of the box. Get rid of the old way of doing things. Let's do something new. So this is mental I can't say telepathy. I don't know if I say the word through machines. Okay. So also too, Gemini represents education, consciousness. So schools, therapy, all that is going to be completely different. Okay. Gemini rules learning. Uranus is like, let's make this faster. Let's make this better. Let's make this more futuristic. Let's make this very out of the box. So, remote learning, the way we learn on the internet, online classes are going to be even bigger than ever, especially if it's not higher learning. Okay. New learning, like if you're learning something basic, like how to cook, how to learn the basics of astrology, that's going to be more advanced and faster than ever. Okay. Faster, faster. Okay. Radical education reform. So sudden shakeups on how we teach, where we teach, who is teaching. AI could be teaching us. Okay. Gemini is education. Uranus is disruption. Uranus is new. Uranus is fast. Okay. So all that. Now, political splits, double agendas. Okay. Hidden dual agendas being exposed in politics. Politicians will have double faces, twin narratives. That will be revealed because Pluto and Aquarius is going to reveal those things. Any type of groups for us, like the Republicans, the Democrats, Aquarius represents the group. But also too, it represents getting the secrets and digging that out. Now, Uranus and Gemini is going to voice those things, make it more advanced. Gemini is the sign of duality, multiplicity, both thinking and speaking, distorted when it comes to any type of double talk, hidden motives, or anything dealing with duality, duplicity. Uranus is the planet of truth, shocking revelations. Okay. And together it's going to peel back the curtain on some political figures, our celebrities, our media empires, our who are the people, podcasters or journalists. Okay. They say one thing and do another. That is that duality energy. Okay. Truth as a weapon, that will be happening. Mars is more of the weapon, but remember, Uranus likes to be very rebellious, and now it's in the spoken word. So, sudden shifts in social or legal power due to one leak message or a voice memo. Yeah, a voice memo just coming out and spreading like wildfire is very Uranus and Gemini. Okay. Translators as world changers. Uranus is going to be rebellious, and we need the translators to stand up, and that will probably start a rebellion. Language professionals and translators will be essential to global democracy or the rebellion or starting the war. We'll see, or conflict of some sort. Get ready for that. But translators will be standing up. They'll be more rebellious. They'll probably, instead of just translating, saying like, I don't agree. He's saying this and this, or maybe we'll get something and there'll be a translator and somebody didn't know there's a translator there. Get ready for that energy, okay? Gemini's shadow is about misinformation. Gemini is about information, but what is it in the shadow phase is about misinformation. So Gemini rules language, media, communication, and information exchange. It's very unpredictable and rebellious and unverified when it's in Uranus, okay? So AI generated fake text. Look out for that. A lot of deep fakes with that. The speeching and saying, like I said, AI voices. Get ready for conspiracy and confusion with that. Yeah, and Saturn's in Aries. Again, I want you to understand that represents the government. Saturn, always. It's just changing different zodiac signs, but it represents the government. It represents setting and cracking that down, especially when you have an Aries. And this is going to represent the truth. Using identity, nationality, your nationalism. Why can't I say the word? Or yeah, but using it as a form of weapon. Yeah, and censorship and propaganda as protection and security. You have that added to this Uranus and Gemini. Neptune in Aries is also delusions of new illusions added to this. So, new illusions with the word and language, new illusions added to any type of form of communication. Okay. Yeah, there could be a global literacy shift. People will be more into reading and the basics of learning and using words. That would be great for me. Yeah, that could be on the internet. So children learn to read and write, voice-based image based, or anything dealing with tech. Yeah, so again, that goes with the teaching and learning new ways, but maybe the internet, social media would be more pushed in teaching basics of things. Okay, get ready for mind manipulation, digital influence. It's, already social media is such a big thing, but now it's going to be even worse and it's going to be even more weird. Okay. Gemini represents socializing. Uranus represents technology and social media, socializing with technology. Even the parties are going to be really weird, right? You're like at a social event and it's very high tech. Oh my gosh. My friend was saying she went to like a concert. She went to the concert and everything was AI. This is what I'm talking about. So, any type of social event, and it becomes so much more futuristic. Get ready for that. The rise of dual online lives. Okay. So, I can be one way online, and now I have another life online. I have a duality online presence, multiple platforms or multiple identities, maybe even Instagram will make you have two identities of some sort. I know I can't explain what I'm saying. I hope you're getting a judge of just understanding the energy of Gemini and the energy of Uranus, but there could be two ways of promoting yourself online on the same platform. So get ready for that. Um, a lot of voice technology. Okay, this is a separate prediction, but like a smart house, and you can tell it to do everything. You're talking about the Alexa. She's so whack now because she's not AI yet. They said they're going to advance that. We'll see how that goes. But like the smart homes, talking to your cars, all those things are going to be more advanced. The smart cities. I've talked about that in Uranus and Gemini already. But even like voicing things, like maybe when you are trying to cross the street, now you can say, I'm here across the street, or I'm handicapped, or I'm blind. A lot of voice activated things, and it becomes more futuristic with technology. It's not just for function, but there is like this futuristic thing added to it as well. Okay. Let me see what else we have. Oh, travel. Gemini represents your day-to-day travel. So a boom in traveling. Okay. Get ready. That's going to be more interesting because very out of the box on how you travel. So you know how you have the birdies. I live in LA. You have Waymos, a boom in that, and it'll be bigger than ever. I know now they have like a Waymo van. If you don't know, these are like self-driving cars. Well, now how do you get to your day-to-day work? That's going to be more advanced. It's going to be not just advanced, it's going to be different things that we can't even expect, very out of the box. Okay. Yeah, let me see what else. Oh, maybe even translating. When you go to another country, there will be tools and technology to make us to help us translate things much easier. And maybe that would even be more like within the mind. You think it, and you don't have to say it. The translation is also there. Gemini also represents your neighbors, so your community organizing. It will be more viral, like maybe more viral communities. So, like if you have a farming community or something like that, that would be more viral. Think group chats sparking citywide action, or like a group chat um, going viral, or something. It's dealing with a group, dealing with social, but it's more like your community. I keep thinking farming, but that's Uranus and Taurus. So Uranus and Gemini will be like a smart city going really viral. Okay. Now Uranus, I mean Gemini also represents pranks. It's very funny. There's a lot of witted comedy as a tool for rebellion. Could be a thing. With one of the predictions that's very like, this is not a normal prediction. Memes or parodies around anything political or cultural, and now that starts a rebellion. Any type of practical joke or satire, and it goes viral and it starts shaping the opinion of the public, that as well. So let's see what the comedians or pranksters start to do for us with this Uranus and Gemini. Gemini also represents commerce. It represents trade. So like if you buy something, then it goes on sale, or if I go to Best Buy and I buy something. So I think that's going to be more AI infused. It will be more out of the box. You know how you go to self checkout? The self checkout is going to be different. Humans will be gone. Okay. So a lot of, how you go to, they have those Amazon stores and you don't have to purchase anything. You just put it in a cart and the credit card already knows what you put in a cart and you could just walk out the store. Think that more advanced, more different. Your day-to-day shopping and day-to-day commerce is going to be a huge different. Okay. Neighborhood apps, this is going to be bigger, a digital blueprint far as like how you get around with the map. As well, I see that being different. Smart cities are going to be focused on connection. Yeah, so like even bikes will be more advanced because that's your day-to-day travel. Yeah, what else do I have? Yeah, oh, I have it. Revolutionizing day-to-day travel, sudden changes in short distance trips. So like the e-bikes, self-driving Waymos, flying the scooters, yeah. I wonder it'll be more a teleport. Like beam me up, Scotty, kind of energy. Neighborhoods built around walkability and micro mobility instead of cars. That could be happening. Maybe the skates, you could just rent some skates and it'll be more like a hover glide kind of thing. Yeah. Get ready for that. Yeah, but I do think major push on smart cities. Let me see what else. Okay, so that's what I have. And let me see some advice here I got for Uranus and Gemini. Because this is all kind of different. I try to think of something that I didn't think of before. I have some more predictions. They're more stable, they're more accurate, but these are just like, I really tried to think of things that were very out of the box, because Gemini represents twins, duality, multitasking, wanting it all. And you wanting the option of wanting it all, it's going to be available to you, and maybe wanting it all social media wise, or out of the box of getting it. So for example, someone who Gemini represents gays, lesbians, the rainbow community, and that will be very out of the box. That's going to become even more weird. Okay. And I'm saying it's weird because it is weird. The language of they and them, not against necessarily the thought process of it, but the language of it. And maybe that would even change too. Okay. And whatever the theory, I'm just telling you the predictions of it. Okay. But extreme changes of how we speak and listen and think, be aware of that. Okay. With Uranus here, we're looking at these things. Okay. I said Gemini is duality, is speed, is data, is language, is siblings, is our neighborhood, it's our community, is transportation, is short trips, it's social media. So breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, far as anything dealing with tech, communication, commerce, get ready for that. Major shifts in media, podcasting, journalism, education, a lot of truth telling, a lot of talking, a lot of gossiping, and maybe even the way you gossip is going to have a new platform too. Disruptions in sibling relationships, in the school system, in transportation, hyperspeed info cycles and misinformation, even bigger. This isn't just about staying updated, it's also being prepared for anything unexpected in the power of the word and communication. You don't want to be caught off guard because Uranus will make you caught off guard. This transit will hit fast, it will hit differently. So especially if you're mentally rigid or stuck in any outdated ways as far as communication, your cell phones, emails, get ready. Don't resist the growth. Don't resist the change. I understand that you don't want people to control your speech. I'm here for that. Uranus is also about the rebelling because it's like, this is outdated. There needs to be a new change. And there will be a more rebellious energy from the LGBTQ community, the rainbow community. Gemini represents the rainbow. I love a great rainbow to you. you guys. I love color. Tips to navigate Uranus and Gemini: stay curious, not reactive. Gemini wants to explore, Uranus wants to rebel. So keep learning and asking questions, okay? Create a digital detox routine. Try not to be overwhelmed with technology. Schedule moments to unplug, reset, okay? Also, keep your mind agile, okay? Practice flexibility in the way you think. Fixed opinions of today may not work for tomorrow, especially with Uranus and Gemini. Back up all your data. Gemini rules communication and technology, so expect a lot of glitches. Okay. Um, I This is what I like to do. This is what I want to do in my future. So I'm already aware that today technology will work. The internet may not work tomorrow. And yeah, and there has to be advancement. So be aware of that. Okay. Just back up all your data, protect your files, your passwords, your digital life. I even lost my astrology program. Had to let it go. Email, they gave it to me. Now I have to back that up. Okay. Be mindful of any speech or text. Be aware that it could be AI. Produced. Okay. Words can carry extra power. Think before you speak yourself, especially when tensions are high. Reconnect with your siblings, reconnect with your neighborhood. Gemini rules your immediate environment. If you want to make some money, if you want to go viral, you can post about that. It will really work. It will carry on until 2033. Embrace multiple passions. You don't have to limit yourself with one identity. Dual careers, projects, hobbies, all that's going to thrive, and Uranus is going to make sure that thrives. So all you multitaskers, all you people who like to have 5 jobs or don't want to commit to having, you know how they used to say in social media, you have to have a what is that word? You have to have a niche, or you have to just focus on one thing. That's going to change with Uranus and Gemini. Okay, lean into more playfulness. Okay, the sarcasm, the humor. It's very lighthearted energy, Uranus and Gemini. So while you are on social media, while you're emailing, while you're communicating, things are going to be a little lighthearted. Okay, learn a new skill or language. Gemini likes the mental stimulation. Uranus wants the advancements of that. Okay, stay discerning when it comes to the world of fake information. Be aware of that. This transit could bring waves of fake news, AI, generated voices, confusion, misinformation is going to be on a rise. Okay. And just when you're scrolling on social media and it says, just the other day, I was seeing that it says, because we have ice, and I did a video on ice if you want to know about that through astrology, but it said like ice will have, if you're from LA, Santee Alley, it was saying it's shut down. I went there the other day. It's not shut down. It is completely the same. So that is crazy that the internet is pushing that up. But anyway, so I have videos on this. I want you guys to check them out. I have Uranus into Gemini. I have the history, the meaning of what it's going to look like next. I also have 29 degrees in Taurus shockwaves. This is going to happen again. So the video is not just like it happened already. So it's not going to, because remember, it's going to retrograde. So check out that video. It's called 29 Degrees Taurus Shockwaves, Uranus and Venus enters Gemini, urgent messages. So go ahead and check out that. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to create a separate post for my community alone to connect with this video. Yeah, maybe more advice, maybe more predictions, also to a tarot reading with this too. Yeah. All right. I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Oh, wait. Now I got to do this. How do I do it?